Greetings, everyone. My name is Emmanuela Asong, and I'm from Cameroon. And I'm a missionary with Grace Ministry International, GMI, ministering in Malawi, alongside my husband, Joseph Asong. My women ministry, I minister with the women in Grace School of Home Economics. We have a full-fledged school called Grace School of Home Economics. And why was this school birth? How did it come into existence? When we went to Malawi 10 years ago, my primary reason going to Malawi was not to go get involved fully in ministry. No, I was just going alongside my husband to go support him in my own way as a wife for him to do ministry. So throughout my career, doing ministry had never been part of it. It was not something that I thought I could do or I would be involved in. So I was like, going ahead in my career, ministry was not part of it, but the Lord had it as a plan in my life. So when we went to Malawi, with the cultural differences, I went through a lot of cultural shock, and by so doing, I kind of shut down. I couldn't flow. And even there in the mood when I shut down, the Lord was ministering in my heart because I observed the women and I was seeing their needs and how these women were struggling in different areas in life. Malawi is one of the poorest countries in Africa, in the world, and also in Africa, and the poverty is so deep. And another thing that in the culture of Malawi, women most of the time are not encouraged to go to school. They mostly get married in their teens and start giving birth to kids. And their men, some of their men, they are very irresponsible. They don't take up their responsibilities as men or taking care of their family. Most of the times, these responsibilities are left on the shoulders of the women. And mind you, these women have not gone to school. They don't have any professional jobs that they can help. So they really struggle in life. They struggle a lot to see how the kids can feed. They struggle to see how they can shelter themselves, clothe their children. So I observed these struggles, especially within our church community and what these women were going through. So that was a burning need in my heart. And I was like, even though we can assist in our own small ways by maybe meeting up to their need from time to time, but I think what will be lasting is when we teach them skills that can be sustainable. It's good to give somebody fish, and it's best to teach them how to catch fish, because teaching them how to catch fish, that will be sustainable. So that was what that inspired me, the needs of these women. And I was asking myself, how can we empower these women? What skills can we use to empower these women, to make that difference? And given the background I had in economics, because my background is, I have a bachelor's degree in economics and a minor in business management and business administration. A major, not minor, in business management and business administration. So with that, I told myself I can start teaching these women how to run small-scale businesses, just basic strategies, how to run small-scale businesses. And we started from there. And luckily enough, the Lord opened a door because they were interested I would invite them over from time to time to come over to our house. We have lunch or dinner together. And when they come and they taste of the meals that we cook, they really love them. And Cameroon is, our cuisine, the Cameroonian cuisine is so diversified. So most of the times I will use their local food resources to cook differently from what they know. And when they eat it, they were so, they were amazed, the flavor from it, the taste, they were just amazed. And they asked that I should come and start a cooking class to them. And for me, that was an opportunity that I grabbed because they already had interest in something. And from the cooking class, we started also casual. It was not like anything formal because now we're dealing with women that most of them haven't been to school. So it was like an informal thing. We come, we sit, and I put a charcoal burner in the middle, teach them a recipe, we do enjoy, we eat it. After that, we share a verse, we get to know each other, also share our challenges as women, and we build up relationship from there. So from the cooking class, it went up to 5 months, we transitioned into a business class. And from there, that's how, I started putting including more subjects into the curriculum. And before we know, we get into a full-fledged school. And we want to thank the Lord because this school has been very productive. The outcome has been amazing. And when I look at what the Lord has done in the life of these women, I'm so thankful. It gives me a lot of joy. Because looking at women that when we went to Malawi, they were able to support themselves, or they were able to do certain things. You know, they didn't know they have the potentials in them. And after graduating from grade school or from economics, you see them putting that knowledge into practice. It's applicable wherever they go. The transformation is so significant. It fills your heart with joy and it makes you feel fulfilled doing what you're doing. So I'm so grateful for their lives. Okay, when we started running the ministry, I knew for sure that most of the women I was going to work with, they have never been to school. But I never know how challenging that could be, you know. And even though some of them have never been to school, others at least have done maybe some elementary education somewhere there. So when we started the school, I discovered that I had to be very basic in my way of teaching. And now I didn't know their language. I'm still in the process of learning it, so I need a translator. While I'm speaking, the translator is translating to them. So I had to be very basic, you know. I have to break it down to the tiny pieces. You know, when you want to pass across knowledge, you want the knowledge to sink in the women. So that was challenging, you know, breaking down, you know, it to the level that they will be able to understand. And thankfully, the Lord has been helping, and we are pulling through, because in the school we do almost 9 subjects: food and nutrition, home management, business studies, housekeeping, bookkeeping, etc., etc. And why we do like that? Because we want to equip our women all around. If you don't find yourself doing business, you can pick up a job in somebody's home, you can sell in a store, you can open maybe, you know, you can even sell in a restaurant, yeah, because I even have some women that have graduated that they are doing that. Those who have even opened their own small restaurants and they are like, you know, doing businesses like that. So that was challenging from the beginning. And also another challenging thing that we experienced recently for the past 4 years, this school has been on full scholarship. Like, we just run it from our support and see what we can do with it. But with the introduction of the teachers, it was like the cost that was coming too much for us to pull through. So we decided to introduce a tuition of $5. That kind of affected the women. Yeah, it affected them kind of a lot. That because the tuition was like $5 every month. That's what you pay for school fees. So before we came to the state last year in October, we enrolled into the third batch. We enrolled before coming, I think 45 students. So in the course of the training, 25 dropped out because they were unable to pay $5 for their tuition every month. And it's not like so much of a surprise to us, because we know these women, we know how they are struggling, and yeah, we know how that could affect them, but we're in a situation that we had no choice than to do what we did. But thankfully, at least, you know, the others continued, and the teachers were able to graduate 18 women. Yep. Yeah, one of the much needed prayer now is that of the classroom. We do not have a classroom, and for the past 5 years we'll be doing these studies outside, and it kind of limits our ability, you know, to function well, because for example, if it's raining, school can go on, and many other things. It's so distracting, like trying to do school outside. We don't have a space, and we are praying that, you know, the Lord is going to supply the funds that will be able to build this multi-purpose classroom that will be able to serve us well, multi-purpose classroom equipped that will be able to serve us well. And also, running the ministry is costly, and we are also praying that the Lord is going to provide the funds we need to run this ministry. We also have a campus out of Lilongwe where we live, We started that campus in 2020, but because of COVID, we did one module and we closed it because of COVID. So but when we go back in November, we are planning to go finish what we started there, and 2 other zones are asking for the school to come over, and we need resources to be able to do this. So we pray that the Lord is going to provide the funds for that. Something unique that I didn't expect that would happen that soon is like the students that we have graduated being an ambassador of the school. Yes, through their output. And there is this unique story of one of the ladies that graduated from our second batch. Her name is Winifred. So before we enroll new students, they do apply, and we go through a process of, interview with them, asking them 1 or 2 things to understand better why they've decided to come to Grace School of Home Economics. And one of the students that I interviewed, her name is Nelly. So I asked her, how did you hear about this school? What brought you here? And she said, she has a neighbor called Winifred. So Winifred, I know Winifred because she graduated from the previous batch. And she said she knows Winifred before she came to the school. And after she came to the school and graduated, she saw a lot of transformation in her life. Now, before Winifred came to the school, she was running a hair salon. She's a hairdresser, and she was, I think, in each she had different things that she was selling in her salon. But the business unfortunately didn't do well. It crashed. And when she heard about our school, she came in, Winifred. She enrolled and came in to gain more knowledge and skill on how to manage her business. So after she graduated, she went back to her community and restarted her business. So when she started her business, now it was different. The way she organized her place, the way she welcomed customers, the way she manages her business, even her family. Because unfortunately, Winifred, she is a single mom with 3 kids. But she was married and the marriage didn't work. The husband abandoned her with the children and zoom off. So she was in the place to manage her family, take care of these children and feed them and everything. And after she graduated from her school, her ways of doing things really changed. The way she manages her family, the way she does her business, the environment and everything, the way she interacts with her neighbor, she has gotten a kind of significant growth also spiritually. And Nelly, that just got married also, she's been in marriage maybe for a year. She was so thrilled, by Winifred's transformation that she said, Winifred, I'm going to go to that school. Please, how can I register and come to the school? And that's what brought her to our school. That was such a neat testimony because, when we graduate these women, they go out to their communities. We don't go out there with them. And to hear such great testimony coming out from there kind of inspire us to keep doing what we are doing. So that story is such a neat one to me. And I'm so grateful to the Lord what He's doing in the lives of these women.